What's going on, Meta fam? Got an action-packed video, so make sure you watch this one the whole way through. There's a lot of stuff we're going to talk about here. The first thing you see on the screen, we also got Matt Kors of John Berta and George Palikaris tweets going on. We got Hollywood Henry in there with an interview talking to InvestorPlace, and we got Dr. Stomp with a phone call to Charles Schwab. So if you're a part of Charles Schwab, we have a recorded line of what they're going to be doing, and you want to stay tuned and listen to that. But first, let's get here to it. Shout out here to Rare Deals here. Take a look at Canaccord. Genuity was fined by FINRA. It reads like they were caught listing OTC securities with inaccurate information. Canaccord settled for $250,000. This is the middleman link to GTS and creating a market for MMTLP. Here is the actual. I'm going to take out the camera here. So here on this, you can see September 28th, Canaccord willingly violated Section 15C2 of the Exchange Act of Rule 15C211. Thereunder, by publishing quotations for dozens of over-the-counter and non-exchange listed securities without reasonable basis for believing that the issuer information was accurate in all materials respect and was obtained from a reliable source. Canaccord has since revised and improved its policies and procedures with respect to Rule 15C211. And over here you can see, down at the bottom, over-the-counter and non-exchange listed securities, cease and desist. And down here it shows monetary fine, $250,000. Now, this here could be the link, guys. This could be the link. Great DD here by Rare Deals here. I mean, this is the problem. This is the problem in the markets, and this is probably why I'm not putting any more money into the markets until this crap gets fixed. Because you got people out here breaking the law, and then they're making millions of dollars by breaking the law, and when they get caught breaking the law, they just get a little slap on the wrist. Like, oh, bad boy, that's all you get. Just a little tap on the wrist, and you pay a little fine. But they made, you know, hundreds of millions of dollars by doing this illegal activity, and they get a $250,000 fine. That is a freaking joke. Freaking joke, guys. All right. Other news here, we got Matt Kors here on Twitter. He also made a video. The video, in my opinion, is kind of 50-50. The first part of it kind of sucks. He talks about how metamaterials, TRCH, and Nextbridge fundamentally is not a good investment. I totally disagree with that. But on the plus side, we are getting exposure from someone with a lot of subscribers, a lot of followers here on Twitter, and he does agree that there's some type of fraud going on with the FINRA. So we will take it for what it is. It's kind of a slap across the face, but you're kind of here to help. I don't really know. But anyway, I am going to take this because he did get responses from John Berta and George Palikaris today. So here he says, I appreciate MMTLP sharing their insights. Here are major things some regulatory body needs to answer. How can market makers sponsor a security without company approval? Why hasn't the threshold list flag addressed? Why hasn't the DOR final trading day had the exact same? Down here, John Berta says, not exactly. We don't know who signed the 211 to get MMTLP to trade on the OTC markets. However, we do know that info given to OTC markets was fraudulent, false, and from 2012. I tried to get OTC to take it down, and they said FINRA approved it. I have receipts. Matt Kors says, thanks for the response. Are you able to DM me the receipts? He'd like to make a video about it. Here he says, John Berta says, my receipts are emails between myself and OTC markets, as well as internal comments on with MMAT. I cannot disclose now, and the case goes to a legal battle. Only thing I know as market makers is that Ken and Jen and GTS were the first trades, therefore all signs point to them. Understandable. Can you publicly state that no person from TRCH and MMAT approved the trading MMTLP? I'm not going to speak for MMAT, but no one from TRCH, its executives, and board approved this. As far as MMAT is concerned, they publicly stated on many calls and interviews they had nothing to do with it. And Matt here does his next tweet. To cover our bases, Mr. George Palikaris, can you confirm no person from MMAT gave permission for MMTLP to be publicly traded? And George responded, 100%, no permission was given to anyone at MMAT. In fact, as John already knows, we immediately inquired and reported to FINRA that certain published corporate information used on the OTC, the management team board, was false. So there you go. Everything's confirmed. You got now John Berta out here on the Twitter confirming no one from the Torch, and George Palacare saying no one from MMAT. So that could be, if they're caught lying, like I said, like Matt said in his video, pretty good point was that someone's lying. So either George is lying, John Berta is lying, or FINRA is lying. And I think we know who's lying here. FINRA, hello. So moving on, Hollywood Henry has his post out. Just had a 41-minute phone call with financial news writer on InvestorPlace. The facts are on our side. This is the biggest story in financial markets. Who is going to break the lid off of this? Any reporters want to make a name for themselves. And here he has his outgoing call of 41 minutes and 39 seconds. Now, a lot of people's questions and concerns of InvestorPlace is a bunch of shills. They do a lot of negative articles. And are they going to take this phone call and twist some words and make it look really bad for our calls? That is a possibility. But Henry says he has that whole phone call recorded. And he told them that he has the proof if they try to change things up. So we'll wait and see if that article comes out. I'm sure Henry will share that, and we'll go over that when that time comes. All right. Dr. Stonk has a tweet out here. Certificates, and this is for people at Charles Schwab here. Certificates have not been verified. Can't AST transfer MMTLP until certificates are verified. Jumbo certificates make it harder to verify. If short shares need reconciled, Schwab said they will contact FINRA. If not, they will distribute accordingly. So let's go to this call here he has recorded. All right, let me get my volume up here. Okay, so we're going to listen to this here. We're going to listen the whole way through, and then we'll come back.
I just got different, was told different things by different reps. The first rep told me I needed to call AST and open up an account so I could provide you with a number, but I called them and they said that you have to transfer the shares in my name, and that is when they will take over and set up an account once the shares arrive in my name to AST. Because it's a private company, AST is the transfer agent, and we had the option to transfer our shares there, and I only wanted to transfer 100 of the 8,000 shares to AST.
Gotcha. Yeah, so that's correct. Yeah, whenever you send the transfer agent, they'll assign an account number to it if you don't already have one. So you don't need to worry about that part of it. Where we are running into a little trouble is we got the certificates. We got them very late last week. Right now we're in the process of trying to verify if the certificates are in individual customer's name or if it's a jumbo certificate. So what a jumbo certificate is sometimes companies, instead of issuing it to each customer's name, they'll just send us one certificate with everybody's shares in it. So if it's in a jumbo certificate, it makes that process a lot harder. So as soon as we have that part unwound, as far as verifying the certificates, at that point then we would be able to set up instructions for DRS, transfer agent.
Would it be a DRS or would it just be like a normal AK?
So I just want to start here. This representative makes me feel like, now this is just me speculating and thinking out loud, but come on here. This is not going to be individual registered, guys. It's not going to be. This is going to be, basically Schwab gets so many million shares. That's it. And I think what happens is they know they are short. They know they are short. So as we did in that video yesterday, go check out that video. There's a list that John Berta gave us of a couple of the brokerages. And maybe I can pull that up here real quick. Go to my Twitter. Let's hang on one second here, guys. See who is on this list. Be right down here. Schwab on the list. Get you the exact numbers. Well, I think Schwab is TD Ameritrade. So there you can see TD Ameritrade has 53 million. And I think that's where we're coming into the issue. We still need to get Webull and TradeStation. Hopefully, John Berta can get us this information. Maybe Nextbridge will put out something because they said Nextbridge has the list as well. So maybe they'll put that out. But I think that's what they're realizing here is they got their certificate that you have 53 million shares, and they're going searching their brokerages at MMTLP, and they put in that CUSIP number, the placeholder CUSIP number, and they're like, oh crap, we have like 150 million shares. Now that's just me making up a number, but it could be 100 million shares or 150 million shares because we believe there is 200 to 300 million naked synthetic shares out there, and TD being one of the biggest ones, they probably have one of the biggest outstanding share count of all the brokerages. So it would not surprise me they're really short. Let's go back here to this call and keep going on.
Cat transfer.
It'd be a DRS because you're holding it in direct registration with the agent.
So I'm holding it direct registration with I'm holding it with you, or am I holding it with AST?
Well, right now you're holding it with us.
And
but if you're wanting to hold it with the agent, it would be a DRS transfer because you'd be holding it in direct registration.
Okay, so you will do a DRS transfer when you are able to verify the certificates. Do you know when that'll be?
No, I do not. I don't have a time frame as of yet, so I apologize there.
And what are you guys waiting on, per se?
Just that process to verify the certificate. Like I said, if it's a jumbo certificate, then it makes that process to move the shares out to the transferation a lot more difficult. So we're in the process of right now of verifying if those certificates are actually in customer names or if they are just one giant certificate in Schwab's name.
They're likely in one giant certificate in Schwab's name, which is going to make it harder, correct? And considering that the jumbo certificate is an allocation of shares that were allocated to Schwab, there's a chance that there's shareholders that are holding more shares than are allocated in the jumbo certificate, which will make distributing those shares impossible until those extra shares are reconciled.
Yeah, well, like I said, we're in the process of confirming that right now. So once we have that part confirmed, at that point, then we would know what action we need to take.
Very true. So if there is shorts that you need to reconcile, you'll go to FINRA. And if there's not, you'll just distribute the shares accordingly, right?
Right, correct.
Great.
Yeah, upon request, yeah.
What department?
Okay, so that call there, like I said, makes me feel that they know what's going on. They are just trying to buy time. And I believe this is all the brokerages, not just pointing out Schwab, but I believe Fidelity's in this same boat. Probably Robinhood, everyone's in there. Now, I did check my account today at TradeStation. The shares are still in there. They did say it should be transferred out this week from the phone call I had a few weeks back with TradeStation. So I'll keep up to date, logging in my account once a day to see if the shares get transferred out. As of right now, the shares are still in there. My shares are still in Fidelity. Nothing has been transferred out. Now, you can transfer out Fidelity currently at a $100 charge. I'm still waiting to see what happens. Like I said, I got my TradeStation transferring, so we'll see when that takes place. I hope you all enjoyed today's video. If you did, smash thumbs up, drop me a comment down below, and I'll catch you on the next video, guys. Peace.